hindi mo makukuha yung experience ng pagiging Filipina elsewhere. You want to feel at home with your Filipinas.
Welcome back to our Proud Pinay podcast series. And this month, we continue our collaboration with different Filipina podcasters. And our next guest is an OG in this space. She's a loving wife, a mom of two. She is a cerebral palsy and mental health advocate, having been very open about her own adult ADHD diagnosis. She is a musician, a content creator, and along with her husband, Jim, they host the Wake Up with Jim and Saab podcast. Saab Magalona Bacarro, welcome back to Paano Ba To?
Hello! Hi, Bianca!
Nice to have you finally! Pag pinag-uusapan ng Filipina podcasters, like, you're really
stop.
If not
okay.
one of, you're the first, you and Jim.
I'll try to be gracious about this. Thank you so much.
How many years na, bale?
Since 2018. So
Like
it's as old as
8-ish.
almost 9. As old as my eldest son.
So almost 9, you hardly take breaks except recently.
Recently
Diba?
lang. No, we never. We won't take like official breaks. Wala
Yes.
kaming season. But then
Correct.
we'll
Same. Wala.
we'll kind of ghost you for like 2 to 3 weeks, and then we'll be back.
Yeah, the
Like
pod
nothing
kids know
happened.
that na naman.
They
And
understand.
I mean, if you're at it for almost 9 years, it's totally understandable.
And we recorded a lot of episodes, so even if we stop for a while, like you can go back
Yes.
and catch up because we're just always talking.
Yes. Okay, because this is a collab series and I told you na I sort of like to blend what Paano Ba To is with the podcast of my guests. And of course,
Genius,
it's,
by the way.
Oh, thank
Love
you.
it.
Wake Up with
Up.
Jim and Sab, because you literally record it when you just wake up.
We did at the start.
At the start. That was the idea na parang it's the morning show
Yeah.
that you can listen to with Jim and
Yeah.
Sab. But of course, your pod is a lot also of current issues,
Yeah.
current events, social issues, what's in culture, what people are talking about. And so for this particular collab, I wanted to talk about paano ba, not really to wake up, but paano ba maging mulat
Yes.
while
Yes.
staying sane.
Yeah.
I
Very,
think
very relevant, I think.
something that the three of us, will include Jim, have in common is that because we've been on the online platforms for forever, we've also been vocal for forever. And so a lot of people ask us, parang, how do you stay sane, or how do you like breathe and live
Yeah.
with everything happening?
Yes.
So before we dive in, we have a few icebreakers. Okay, first, what is something that often happens either before, during, or after you record your pod that we, the audience, don't know or see?
It's always, I feel like because nga ang tagal na ng podcast namin, there was an era of, okay, very like scheduled and okay, let's go. We're going to, be professional about it. And then there's also an era of like, okay na yan, pwede na yan. And then like, like the tripod is like shaking. Oh, okay lang, like, kasi what we want to do is like, let's just put it out.
Yeah.
We just want our pod kids to feel like they're not alone. That's our whole premise. And so we try our best na it's not perfect. Yan. So maraming mga, okay yan, pwede yan. Maraming mga mistakes siya na, oh my gosh, like mali yung volume ng mic mo, mali yung, kasi hindi na ma-edit kasi naka-merge yung audio. Anyway, yeah. So there's a lot of like, oh, that's good, that's fine, that's good. And it's hard for me as a perfectionist. And that's, I feel like, the way we balance each other out, because I would be just forever tweaking. It's not ready.
Yeah.
And I would never put anything out if it was just me. But because Jim is like, let's go, let's do it. Super producer talaga siya. He's like, that's fine, let's do it.
Yeah.
So it's like he brings me out of my comfort zone. Yeah.
Which is great kasi that's what makes you a team.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
lalo na now in the age of AI, I'm sure even you, when you consume, if it's too clean,
Yeah. Yes.
parang
Yeah.
but when it's more flawed,
Yes.
you're like, oh, I like.
No, that's why we like long form.
Yes.
Kasi
yes, amen.
it also kind of parang natatanggal yung mga just in it for like the fast paced like clickbait, rage bait, whatever.
Yes.
And it's like you really have to listen and absorb yeah,
Yeah.
to get to the meat of things.
Amen. Long farm forever. Okay. As a fellow OG internet early adapter, a lot of people would know Spell Saab
Super
was
Bianca.
your blog. What's something you wrote way back then that people still like bring up now or DM you about or?
Well, for the most part, it's like they say what time sila naging reader ko. So it's either the Incu girl from Blogspot.
Oh my gosh, Incu
I was an
girl.
Incubus fan. Incubus fan?
Yes. No, but I remember your term nga, na Incu girl. Yeah.
And then meron akong Sab the Strange, Emily the Strange Days, and then there's Spell Sab on Tumblr, and meron pang Plurk. So they'll say it kung ano yung, oh, I know, I used to follow you, ganyan. Even back then. And then, but funnily, yung pinakamaraming comments that I remember is from an international aspect na hindi ko followers. So it was a blog post I did before a certain streaming site got here in the Philippines. I wrote about how to hack it. And so, parang how to watch it from here.
Yeah.
Nung hindi pa uso yung mga easy to do stuff now. So I made a blog post about that. So I got a lot of like, parang, can you give me more instructions? Ganyan. And I was like, oh my gosh, baka makulong ako. So I put the post.
Nakakatawa. But really, the things that we used to do to get to watch movies or even stream music.
I know.
Crazy. Good times. Okay. What is one strategy you've learned that has helped you deal with your real ADHD moments?
Oh, I've tried it all. And a lot of things work for me. Like the Pomodoro technique, which is 25 minutes focus time with 5 minutes in between. Similar to that, though, I just realized I am really an analog girl. Take a deep breath because
Thank God, uso na ulit tayo.
grabe kasi parang I've tried all of the apps. Guys, I've tried all of the apps and they will work for maybe a week, but my ADHD brain is like, oh, so fun, it's so nice, it's new, let's fix it, and then biglang it just wears off its shiny and new factor.
Right.
So I really am a notebook and pencil actually girly. And what I discovered recently, which has been working for me, in fairness, more than a week na siya, it's called interstitial journaling.
Okay.
So basically, it's just kumari right now, I'll put 11:18 recording a podcast with Bianca Gonzalez. And then I won't write on it until this is done. So it's like co-working, but with your notebook. So it keeps you on track of like what you're supposed to do. Like I'm opening the closet and I'm going to fix it. And then you, as tiny steps as you can. But it's kind of like keeping account of your time. And it's so interesting. And it actually gets me to do things that I've been wanting to do.
Interstitial journaling. So parang it's reverse calendaring. Like instead of, you still have a calendar,
You have a calendar.
you do it like after you do the thing.
Like, iba yung calendar. This is just like in the moment.
Ang galing.
To keep you on track. Because if I say like, oh, I'm just gonna, may kailangan akong bayaran something, and then I'll go to my bank account and then I'll be like, ay shucks, pero, and then I'll just, oh my gosh, may bagong post si Tom Holland. And then there's, oh my God, Tom Holland, tas Zendaya, oh my gosh, yung luxury law. And then, like,
Oh my
iba
gosh,
na.
yung TNZ tattoo nila, ganon.
Yes. So parang, wait, I completely forgot that I was supposed to be transferring money. And then, so that keeps me on track kasi I know na, oh my gosh, someone is waiting for me to write the next step,
Right.
which is my notebook. So
That's so helpful.
it's like an accountability thing. So all my ADHD people, try it out.
Ang galing. And more and more people are getting diagnosed with adult ADHD, which is why I also wanted to add this question. Okay. Oh, by the time this episode airs, you would have just played your last cheat show, Cheats Forever. Grabe. When I saw the post, I was like, what? But we are recording this weeks before that, June 27. How are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling, again, because of my perfectionist tendencies, I'm like, it's not ready, we're not prepared. But I'm glad it's happening because, again, I feel like it would never happen if it was just like me tweaking and tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. But the band, I feel like for a long time now, because it's not, we're 7 in the band, no? And we all have our own lives. Like people are getting married, having kids, and having our day jobs. And we have been treating the band really as, I like it when Jim says na para siyang in his terms, because I don't play basketball, but for him it's like para siyang basketball, you know, like basketball with your friends, like, you know, you're not like joining the NBA, you know, it's to get together and have fun. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, because we really like getting together and playing together. It's been like that for a long time, but there are things, different life stages that people are going through, and it just feels like parang let's settle down, and like, you know, parang we can still play together, but I don't know, without revealing too much. Yeah, I'm excited to celebrate the band, and also I know enough now that you should never say never.
Yeah, Justin Bieber.
Yeah, believers. Napasok mo yun.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I'm sure nakakasenti, but fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
May ready naman akong tissues dito. So, ikaw
Oh. Hindi, ito na. So, your boys, Pancho is now 8 and Vito is 6. That is crazy.
Yeah,
Time
crazy.
flies. So, I find this stage just the cutest.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing that they do or phrase that they say now?
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Wait, my favorite phrase? Si Pancho, so funny because they're very like, yun na nga, parang, and then nga sila, they're like the cool indie kids, like yung music taste nila is very like, yeah, mga Death Cab for Cutie, The Beatles, Arcade Fire, ganyan. Pancho is like obsessed with Pearly Shells by Nora Honor. So it's
That
like
is adorable.
Every single day we listen to Pearly Shells by Nora Honor like 100 times.
Wow.
Because that's his absolute obsession right now.
That is fascinating.
Yeah. And then si Vito naman right now, he is obsessed with para siyang mag-improv siya ng, hey, you know what? I feel like we just have to blah, 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 blah. Family hug! And then like everybody has to do a family hug. So
That's so cute.
It's so cute.
I love this age.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could freeze time a bit. So, mine is 10 and 7. So, ganun lang nung sayo. I want to stay in this stage a bit longer.
Yeah.
Okay, let us get right to it.
Okay.
So, Saab and I will share tips.
Tips, but
On
we also
how-
need tips,
Yeah,
okay?
correct.
So,
These are tips that have worked for us, but also like we need reminding because
yes.
sometimes we can just doom scroll. So, paano ba maging mulat? Stay aware, you want to know what's happening in the world, but at the same time, not lose your sanity and actually focus on the things that you have to do every day.
And there's a lot.
And
that you
there's
have to
a
do.
lot. Okay, so we're gonna share, I guess, 3 tips each. So go ahead, Saab, you're first.
Okay, my first tip is to check your capacity for it. Okay, before you guys judge me and say that's a completely privileged take. It is, but also it is because a lot of people can't get away from like the actual reality of the bad things that are happening. But for me, I say that because as a mom of 2, especially one is disabled, it takes a lot from me to, and I'm an empath kasi. So when I'm reading something, I just mag-freeze ako, or I'll cry because I can't take the injustice, and it affects our home life. And if I let that get to me, imagine mo na lang na I am bringing up 2 other kids who will also be emotionally dysregulated, and just it's not a good environment for them to grow up around. So I want to check my capacity. There are days na okay yung capacity ko. And also, it's not even like today I'm not going to, because I do want to stay up to date, right? So just in the moments lang na I'm not going to open my phone when like the kids are, may tantrum happening, right? Like I don't have the capacity to open my phone and check the news, right? But in the morning, if there's space to see what's going on, and then I feel like, okay, I can handle it, and then I'll go and get into it.
I'm happy you said that, and I do agree that yes, may privilege siya for us to step away. Pero I think parang two things come to mind. One is that kasi when we were much younger, single days, super vocal, out in the streets, everything, because nga, it's just our mental load that we're dealing with. And of course, we have more energy. But it's different when you're like taking care of other human beings, especially children.
Yes.
Na as parents, you want to give your best to your kids. And when imbierna ka sa nangyayari, how can you give your best to your kids? So that's definitely difficult.
But I do kind of course, nasa pagiging age appropriate rin, right? Pero I do explain to them what's going on. It's like, especially during the time we had to go to rallies, right? Like I was explaining na, we're trying to hold the people who are supposed to be leading the country, making them accountable for their actions. Like, why? It's like, imagine if they stole this and it's supposed to be for everyone. You know, I think it's also important to not completely like shield them from the reality, but also making it age appropriate.
Agree. We do the same thing. We just use language na parang this is the baddie. And this is the guy who's doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, etc.
And it's not easy kasi during our single days nga, I mean, I got death threats. I don't know, but I'm sure. It was really hard. And then imagine when it was just me, it's like, oh, sige, I'll bring it on, right? It's like, I'll say what's on my mind. But then when you have kids, it's also like, whoa, like I just, and of course me being so affected nga as an empath, like I can't like that energy of that. It's just, So my number one is check your capacity for it and be kind to yourself. Kasi while it may be, it might be seen as privileged, it's also a responsibility for you to still be a citizen who is contributing to the world in a positive way, I guess. And if you're just letting it crumble you and you're not like, being productive in a way na you're contributing to society, then I guess it's not a good look either.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that when you say check your capacity, also, for me, hindi lang siya para sa mga privileged, but it's also because sa dami ng nangyayari, parang, and with the many distractions that they also put in place so that you kind of don't know, saan ba ako galit? Or like, which is the real issue? Or they're distracting you from the real issue. Parang, that's what those in power with not good intentions want to happen. They want us to be so overwhelmed that we stop caring.
Yep.
So that's why I feel check your capacity is such a important tip pa rin.
Yeah.
Next, my tip naman, and this is something I learned through the years, is very tech related.
Okay.
So it's to check your echo chamber and to be mindful of your algorithm. And what I mean by this is when I started like being more vocal, being more activista, there were only a certain group of people that I would be following. And so it's easy not that when there's an issue, it's so one-sided.
Yes. Yeah.
And a lot of those are very passionate and some can be biased.
Yes.
Very, very left-leaning, kunyari. And I remember someone randomly replying to me in the mid-00s or like mid-2010s saying parang, I think this is Thais pa nga eh. If I'm not mistaken, parang she messaged like, you also have to be aware and check that you're not in an echo chamber. Okay. And I was like, that's so true.
No, it's true.
Kasi if we only listen to one side, it's definitely imbalanced.
Yeah.
If you sort of at least put a few reasonable, logical people that you respect from a different belief or side, mas maliliwanagan ka on the wholeness of an issue. Because hindi naman talaga black and white, di ba? A lot of issues have a lot of layers. And if we don't open ourselves to what the other side of whatever side we're on has to say, ang dali maging closed.
Yeah. And I feel like that's really tough because
super tough.
It's so comfy in your echo chamber,
yes.
right? Like, oh, we're all,
we all agree. Kami yung tama. Oo, yes.
So I think that's tough But you're right. I feel like it's really important to see and like what's going on in their heads also. Parang,
Because they believe they're right.
Exactly.
Like just
There
as
must
we
be a
believe
reason.
we're right, they also believe they're right.
yeah. So it's good to try to understand.
Yes. You don't have to agree.
Yes.
This is the big difference.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just have to put them in your kamulatan.
Yes.
You don't have to agree at all, but you at least have to see, oh, okay, that's where they're coming from.
Yes, I agree.
Respect that. Tied to that, because this is all nga about like stuff you see on your feed, ganyan. A lot of people take this for granted, especially I think seniors. Be mindful of your algorithm, kasi the more you read, like, click, or comment on negative things, that's all your algorithm will feed you. That's where the doom scrolling comes in. So
Ang daming mga rage baiters.
exactly, and which is what the algorithm favors, right? Hate,
Kasi
rage.
mag-react ka eh.
So the more lang you engage with those kinds of posts, the more lang you'll see.
That's a great tip to engage with the right type of content. Like, not when I say right, it's like right for you.
Yeah.
Diba? Like, what do you want to,
Yeah.
be fed to you?
Yeah, exactly. Like for example, I'm still heavy on Twitter and I still call it Twitter.
I haven't opened Twitter in 10
Really?
years. Well, in 8.
I'm still on it and I still call it
I forgot
Twitter.
my
It's
password.
crazy. So there, it's so easy there that it's all it will feed you. Well, similar to all the other
I
platforms.
do want to get back because I feel like, honestly ngayon, I don't know where to get
Yeah, I get
information.
it. Yes.
And like, anyway, okay, sige, go.
So the more lang you like and comment there, the more it will feed you there. So I guess when I say be mindful of your algorithm, you can read it, but maybe don't na lang engage with it so that the algorithm doesn't feed you more of it. And magbanlaw ka, like kunyari, you'll read the news about the Senate and then you read Alex Ayala news. Like yung parang banlaw to like mix it up.
May
in your
balance.
algorithm. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, tama.
There.
I agree.
That's it.
My point na?
Yes.
What is my point?
Next tip. I have notes.
Okay,
for
thank
Saab
you.
here.
Oh, yeah.
I
So-
wish it were on pen and paper. Sorry. Okay.
My next tip is to set time for it. Easier said than done, but I think it's very important na hindi siya yung buong araw mo talaga yung matitake up niya. Especially like there were some times na, well, mahirap rin kasi mahirap hindi manood lalo na kapag may Senate
Live stream.
hearing.
Yes. My gosh. The
There
live
was a time
streams.
na I was watching it like the whole entire week ata. And then like I had a work thing after and I was like, grabe yung nangyayari na. And no one knew what the heck I was talking about. I was like, what? Like, yeah. But again, it was affecting home life kasi parang you're just like so angry the whole day because that's what you've been consuming the whole day. And I think it was a bad habit that started during the pandemic for me. And I'm sure I'm not the only one na nagdevelop ng ganitong habit na the first thing I would do when I would wake up is grab my phone and check, okay, like who died?
Yeah.
Who died last night? Because it was crazy, right? And I was just so scared and my nervous system was so messed up. And I guess this is a reminder for myself and for all of us na, hey, like, that's not actually helpful.
Yeah.
Na you grab your phone first thing and like check, like what's the bad news? What's the awful news that happened today or last night while you were sleeping? Kasi, yeah, it's not good for you. So set time for it. Maybe not the first thing in the morning. And then set a timer if you need to. Yeah.
So important. Lalo na when there's something happening in the morning and then, kunyari, you have to start work at 10 and then you can't like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna start work na. Tapos hindi mo na mabitawan. It's so crazy. So yeah, I guess when you say set time, for me, what I'm taking from that is, when do you have time in the day, diba? Look at your day. Yeah. If alam mong you have to be deep in work from like 11 to 4, then don't even because it's gonna distract you.
Yes.
But afternoon, baka pwede.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's the evening news, right? Like, yun naman yung ginagawa nung before social media, right? Like, because my husband, Jim, is, he's the one who's in it. So I always was like, so ano nangyari?
Siya yung magsa-summarize, yeah. I'd just like to say, these are not all-knowing tips. These are not tips that we live every single day of our life. I am guilty of opening my phone and checking the news right away. And my husband will tell me, really, yan ka agad? Can you just like breathe?
So ito nga reminders nga for ourselves.
You're right. Like, don't make it the absolute start of your day.
You know what I noticed, Jen, kasi when I start the day na it's like horrible news about what's happening in our country, because nga I'm a huge empath, it really brings me to a mindset of, what is the point? What's the point? Like, what am I doing? Like, bakit pa? You know, and like, I don't want me to get there. I don't want me to go there. So I just, it's not very good.
Yeah. Okay. Next, I have a tip and it has to do something with consumption. And this is something that I read about in several articles. So you said kanina rage bait. And rage baity content usually happens on a reel or on a TikTok video kasi the very start pa lang of the video, the first 3 seconds, there's already something na nakakagalit, na nakakainis, na nakakabuisit. And then when you watch the rest of the video, then it will just keep building up. So my next tip is, when you already do feel a bit overwhelmed or a bit kargado or alam mo nang inis ka, I recommend you stay away from the videos and read news instead.
Yes.
Meaning, instead of consuming it
Visually,
you consume it via
text,
an article from, I mean,
a reputable
for example,
source.
ABS-CBN News has a Viber group, or for example, on Twitter, if you follow, for example, Inquirer or Philippine Star, they have links. Kasi when you read it, yes, sometimes there are nakakagalit headlines, very clickbaity type headlines. But when you read naman the explanation, you're able to read it in your own tone.
Yes.
You know, you're able to interpret the information and the facts at a pace that's not fed to you.
That's true.
When I read about that, I did notice na mas galit ako when I see reel after reel after reel na parang may edits pa, tapos may jug pa. Yeah, like that. Versus, you know, you open up a news article, it has the headline that will get your attention, but at the same time, it will give you the facts. This happened, this said this, this said this. So you're able to at least still be aware without much or without as much galit.
I get that. I think though, parang, hindi ko nga alam kasi parang we're not dictating kasi I feel like anger can also be really useful, right?
That's true.
So parang, it's two things can be true, I guess, kind of thing na anger can be really useful. I know that sometimes they make those edits, especially the goodies ba ang ano nang hindi ba? Hindi pala goodies. Ano ba tawag doon? The Spidey team.
Oh, ganyan. Oo.
The ones who are
yung mga bida.
Yung mga
the good guys.
The good guys. Parang I think they do some of that editing because they don't want, because when the anger goes away,
we forget.
Parang nawawalan ka na rin ng parang bala na. Yun na nga, parang anong point? Wala na. Pa natin paglalaban to, ganito na, diba? So, it's so hard to find the correct balance.
Yes.
But tama nga, I feel like for the sake of yun nga, finding that capacity of like, I feel like, you know, this is the right time for me to, anyway, you know your mental health and mental state better than I do and Bianca does. So, I guess it depends on where you are and what fuel you need for what you want to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Pag alam mo ngang ano ka na.
Pag on na.
This might help to still be aware pero yung medyo mas kalma.
Mas magiging productive nga.
Yes.
No? Tama.
Okay, last tip from Saab, which I feel is so important.
Oh, yes.
I do this all the time.
My tip is to talk about it because a lot of the times parang parang nagagaslight ka ng government na parang di na naman talaga eh. It's always been like that. Parang sometimes I'm like, oh, okay lang ba yun? What's going on? So it's important to talk about it. And it depends if you can do it on social media so that you don't feel like it's just you in your head, then go ahead. I personally talk to my husband, my mom, and my in-laws about it, and it's good because it's like, right, like you go like, diba? Like what is, what's going on, and then you also, the more you talk about it and then you ask questions nga, may ibang perspective rin na, oh my gosh, and that's why nga they say, diba, na chismis is actually not so bad because you actually gather information from each other na, so it's healing to talk about it. And also it can be quite eye-opening also.
Yeah, I definitely have found that when I'm so upset about something, kunyari, something happened, my husband and I will pass on reels to each other, ganyan, and we talk about it. When you do talk about it, you're able to process how you feel more and what you think about it more. Instead of just the headline of what we saw sticking. It's more your own thought process. And I think that's what's most important. Whenever we consume all these news, it shouldn't stop at that. There should be this processing, critical thinking. What do I think? What do I feel like? How does this align with my values, or how does this violate everything I believe in?
Exactly.
That's the process that's important. And aside from talking about it with people close to you, ako naman, I have a chat group, a specific group of friends, si Lynn, Anna, and Shelly. Every time there's something that happened, we're like, oh, narinig mo yung nangyari dito sa ganyan. Or, oh, what's the real story with ganyan? Kasi sometimes they have insider info. Yeah, so,
lucky you.
So, that super helps because sometimes, kunyari ako, I'll message, kargado ako, I'm galit na galit sa ganun. Oh, you know what? I heard from this side, ganto ganyan. And I'm like, oh, really? Yeah. So it really helps to parang debrief with a group that you trust, who you know, you don't have to all agree, but like, walang judgment. They're open to listening, and you're opening to listening as well is so important. So important.
I don't want to talk about what's happening. I mean, mamaya, after, let's talk about what's happening later.
Ang dami kasi, diba?
Where do we start?
It's so crazy. Okay, I'll just add a last tip. This is like, I guess, bonus kasi I think it will help more with the sanity part. I introduced you earlier and I said that you advocate for mental health, that you advocate for cerebral palsy. In my case, I do volunteer work in a lot of different places. And I feel that that's a bonus tip of how you can stay sane, is to volunteer, to be active in whatever advocacy you're in. A lot of people volunteer in their church, in their community, in pet adoption centers, etc. There's so many places, diba, for you to quote unquote do good.
Yes.
And as cheesy as that may sound, I think that is one thing that has kept me sane throughout all these years, because pag nagkakagulo sila and you like, ano nang gagawin ko? If you're able to do something where you are at, do something good, make some small impact, it makes you feel like, oh, okay, there's hope in the world. You meet so many incredible people doing amazing things for the love of whatever that thing is. And that really helps restore hope, restore sanity, restore goodness in people. So for me, that's my bonus.
That's so true.
Through it all.
Para hindi ka laging exposed lang sa baddies. Kasi parang daming airtime.
Daming airtime.
So magandang tip yun. Give the good guys airtime. Like the good people who are volunteering and doing good in the world.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
So I hope we're able to practice all the tips that we said.
Sana ito yung banlaw ninyo.
Yes, totoo. And then after ito, mag-check. Sana after this recording, pagbukas natin ng newsfeed natin is wala pa namang crazy na nangyayari. Okay, just as a last question, this is something that I ask all my guests here on Paano Ba To. I believe kasi that all of us were just like really trying to figure things out.
Absolutely.
What is a paano ba to question you have right now in your life?
This could be, it's gonna end the podcast on a sad note, I feel.
Really? Okay.
Yes,
we're open to it.
But it also involves the government. Because my question is, paano ba talaga magiging inclusive yung Pilipinas, especially for people with disabilities, when even the sidewalks for people who can walk are not accessible? And I just want to cross the street with my child who's in a wheelchair, and I can't even, I don't even know how I could do that. So that's my question. Like, paano ba talaga? Kasi hindi ko alam eh. Parang, where do we start?
Wow.
So, that's my question.
So valid, so true.
Yeah.
I always see that when you're going EDSA northbound, like that Buendia area, and there's a sidewalk, but like poste,
Yes.
and then like harang. Like, how can
Yes.
people walk?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's wild.
Same. Yeah, it's wild. But I mean, as much as all of this is happening, I do want to say that I'm still, parang hirap lumabas sa bibig ko ngayon, but I'm still hopeful. Like, I still don't want to
Yes,
lose
of
hope.
course. Because if you lose hope, then that means you're giving up on everyone else who comes after you. And that's our children. So I don't want to lose hope. And that's why I'm asking, like, how?
Yeah, how?
Yeah. And I'm not saying like it's for other people to figure out. So that's what I'm in the process of doing also. Like I want to be able to contribute to that.
Yeah.
To helping make our country a more inclusive country.
Lahat. Oh, thanks so much, Saab.
Thank you.
Paano Ba To podcast is created and hosted by me, Bianca Gonzalez, with podcast producer Anika Neri and edited by Paolo Khalili. We would love for you to be part of our community of supers. If you are on Spotify, please click the follow button. Or if you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe to this channel. We also have our socials. On Instagram, we are at Paano Ba To. On TikTok, at Ask Paano Ba To. And our private Facebook group, the Paano Ba To Super Group. Till our next episode, stay super, supers!